The 10 most insane conspiracy theories about the world we live in.
What number on that list is the stuffing controversy?
It's bigger than January 6th and 9/11 and Pearl Harbor.
9/11 times Pearl Harbor.
I'm with you on that.
I'd like a congressional committee to investigate stuffing.
Yeah, this Kraft owner or Trump not, or Stofers.
Trump would show for that one.
Yeah, he loves this stuff. So let's go over some of this stuff. This is the 10 most insane conspiracy theories about the world we live in. And I'm guessing. I haven't really read through the list, but I'm going to guess I believe in probably 4 or 2 of these. 2 or 4. We'll see.
5.6 of them.
So number 10 is titled "The End of the World as We Know It." So, and these are just the insane conspiracy theories that people believe about this world. So, if you're still waiting for the infamous Doomsday, give it up. Apparently, the world has already ended, and we all missed it. Yep, the ancient Mayan prophecy is said to have been fulfilled in 2012, as this theory was given an extra boost by a Twitter user named Nick Hilton. He believes that nothing has felt right since 2012. Also, it was the year that CERN found the Higgs boson particle predicted by Stephen Hawking to have the power to destroy the universe. Seems that CERN blew up the universe, and now we're living in a series of simulations because our collective consciousness was moved into a parallel universe. Oh, remember the old Mandela effect? That supposedly is remnants of and memories from our old life on real Earth. So this is a theory that I think was really popularized on the Higher Size Chats podcast. And the guy there basically said, once CERN fired up, boom, something happened, and life has really never been the same. And I guess you can say what you will, but since 2012, things have been getting more and more crazy, and more Mandela effects have been popularized, I suppose. Even the most recent one, which I wasn't familiar with, but Joe Stouffer's stovetop stuffing, and then Britney Spears recently at the end of July of 2022. Is it that insane to consider that we're living in a simulation? I am on board. I'm computer boy at this point. Okay, not that insane. Number 9 is the horror of the Denver airport. Not the horror, the horror.
The horror?
Not the horror of the Denver airport, the horror. So this is all about the Denver airport conspiracy. Airports are fairly boring places. It's just a pause between different destinations, and most people hate being stuck there longer than absolutely necessary. However, if you happen to find yourself at the Denver International Airport, you might discover more than enough to keep you occupied until your flight number is called. Rumor has it that this huge airport is the headquarters of the Illuminati, and that it doubles as a ready-to-use concentration camp for Americans they'll be forced to live in once the New World Order takes over. As you're heading aboard, as you're heading to the boarding line, you'll get the hell away from this airport. Don't forget to keep your eye out for the proof that this place is being used for evil purposes. This includes a huge Masonic slab supporting the words New World Airport Commission, and eerie murals featuring soldiers wearing gas masks, which is true. I've seen them. As your plane finally sets off for any place but there, you might just see the red eyes of Lucifer blinking ominously at you from this spot outside the building. So there's a lot of interesting, weird, artistic choices within the Denver airport. Joe, have you ever been to the Denver airport?
No, but it feels like a tourist attraction in and of itself.
It is bizarre because those murals they're big, and the ones that they just referenced here, they have a giant like caricature of a soldier wearing a gas mask, holding an AK-47, pointing it at the masses, almost like herding them into some place. There are weird structures over the escalators, and they're in weird geometric forms. it's just there's like a lot of weird symbolism throughout the entire complex. Now they said in this one, and I never heard that it's going to be used as a concentration camp for, I guess all the baddies out there that the New World Order hates. I've always heard that the Denver, Colorado is like the second capital of the United States. It's the fallback location.
Yeah, there's a bunker under the airport. Well, Crystal Mountain is for NORAD is just south of Denver in Colorado, outside of Colorado Springs.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe some of the more outlandish things that can be thrown away, but there is strategic significance to Denver, and it's all the military installations around it. It's a weird place. Like if you have time and you're at the Denver airport hanging out, check out some of the weird stuff. Although I have heard they have changed out some of the artwork.
Two other things related to this. So they do lean into it. So they recognize the kind of the memes about them. And when they, when airports are doing construction and they block off stuff and they just put up those like coming soon, another McDonald's or something. Denver leans into it with some kind of tongue-in-cheek references to Illuminati or lizard people or aliens. And you can search for these, look for, and I'll put a couple up, but Denver airport construction signs and things. Also, here's the fun part. Go to Google Maps, look at the Denver airport. The runways are in the shape of a swastika. Apparently that's cool.
That's fantastic. I just want to know, like, when the New World Order is like, it's official, like they're out, they got their own t-shirts, people are on board. Are they going to still keep the same fast food joints like McDonald's, like Illuminati run, officially Illuminati run McDonald's and Wendy's and things like that? Are we going to have access to those kinds of things, or maybe it's just fast food bugs?
No, it'll be fast food. It's just bugs though.
Okay.
The Bug Mac.
Number 8 here on the insane conspiracies about this world, which I don't even think they're insane at this point. They're just theories. Number 8 is Sarah Spencer. By now, it's clear that the British monarchy is made up of Illuminati members, reptilians, vampires, secret agents, and descendants of Jack the Ripper. After all, it must be the Queen's reptilian blood that has kept her up and at it for so many years. One of the most famous royal members, who also has a host of conspiracy theories surrounding her life and death, is Diana Frances Spencer, officially known as the People's Princess, Princess Diana. One of the more
The Rock.
What's that?
But that was The Rock.
The People's Princess? No, he's the People's Champ.
Oh,
wrong.
Misunderstood.
One of the more
return 10,000 shirts.
You just donate them to Africa. That's what you do with all the merchandise you can't sell.
All the NBA champs who didn't win. Yeah.
One of the more persistent rumors is that Prince Charles and Diana secretly had a daughter named Sarah. Apparently, the Queen demanded that Diana undergo medical tests to confirm that she could bear children before the announcement of Diana and Charles before their engagement would go ahead. Diana's eggs were then harvested and fertilized with Charles' sperm. I always figured that this is how it worked. Like, they didn't actually have sex; they just did it in a very sterile way, and they wouldn't interact with each other sexually or personally.
Yeah, like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, something like that.
In the same county.
After the test came back positive, the embryos were to be destroyed, except that the doctors didn't get the memo. Instead, he implanted them into his wife, making her the inadvertent surrogate to the royal couple.
Ugh.
So they stole royal bloodline DNA and had it grow in the womb of a non-royal. I mean, the reptilians would be going crazy over this kind of stuff. I'm sure they were. There have been further claims that the baby was born 8 months before Prince William's, the would-be successor to the throne. The conspiracy even says that the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, has met with Sarah Spencer, and that the woman is a dead ringer for the late Princess Diana. Okay, I'm on board. There's enough goofy stuff that goes around the royals. Well, I mean, this seems like the least goofy. This seems like it would happen. By all accounts,
I've never heard this conspiracy.
Neither have I. I've never heard it either. But I have watched TV shows, and I've watched some TV shows on the royal family. And by all accounts, from what I've
Was
seen
your
on
remote
TV,
broken?
what I've watched on TV, it doesn't seem like Charles and Princess Di had the best relationship. It was it started off great, but it fell apart within weeks because Charles was secretly in love with somebody else, and it was just, and Princess Diana was just a prisoner at that point. And I could see this all happening. They're pretty scummy people, in my opinion. Number 7, last Thursday, you say. Most people believe that Earth has either been around for billions of years or that it was created 6,000 years ago, depending on your beliefs. However, did you know that there are people who believe that the world was created last Thursday? I never heard that one.
That's right.
How'd I get all these dirty clothes?
I didn't, I don't know. According to this bonkers theory, which is also a counter to the creationism theory, says that Earth was created last Thursday, but with the appearance of being billions of years old.
That's some good news on that front.
This means that anything ancient, including fossils, buildings, mountains, was created last Thursday, but in a state that makes it appear older than it actually is. So this kind of seems like the simulation theory. What was I doing last Thursday? I don't know. Joe was flying. He was in Charlotte last Thursday. He flew in. I don't remember that being like.
I don't think it happened.
It may not have happened.
Joe just thinks he was flying in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually created right there in your basement.
Did I fly on Thursday?
No, wait. You flew on Friday morning.
Was it Friday?
Friday? Yeah, you got here on Friday. We had filet mignon and liver.
It was awesome.
How dare you?
Sorry, didn't have any bugs. Not going to cook bugs. We got a farm right around the corner. Not going to eat that shit. Number 6, there is no such thing as the Roman Empire.
That's good news.
Oh, yes, I've heard this one before. This kind of also falls in line with the simulation theory. But the Roman Empire started off as a small town on the Tiber River in Italy and grew into an empire that left an indelible impression on Earth as we know it today. However, if a TikTok conspiracy theory is to be believed, the Roman Empire never existed. This TikTok user has decided that there is no proof that Hadrian's Wall is of Roman construction, that Roman archaeological sites are simply misinterpreted, and that the idea of the Roman Empire was a hoax perpetrated by the Spanish Inquisition. Furthermore, she also claims that there is no one true Roman document in existence. One claim in particular really got under the skin of academics and historians, namely the one where she casually compared to what she calls the so-called Roman Empire to the Disney Empire.
What will historians say about this moment?
I don't know.
They'll say you're fired, potato head.
Yeah. Number 5, what's in Australia?
The secret Roman Empire?
I guess a lot of these are conspiracies that things don't really exist. Like the Roman Empire doesn't exist. But that relates back to who we had on the show, Joe, Howie, was it Mendelssohn, who said that in the late 1800s, early 1900s, there was a series of World's Fairs that took place.
Mikowski?
Was it Mikowski?
Howdy Mikowski.
Howdy, yeah.
Howdy, yeah.
And it's his interpretation of those World's Fairs that was an opportunity to give the people a new history, a new agreed upon history to build upon, and that the old history must be wiped out or changed in a way. And that for whatever reason, that it was very important to get everyone on board with this new history. And we are living with that result today, where these World's Fair presented something and everyone just accepted it. And that they also, at that time, in order to construct these huge acres of recreations of the old world, they used lost and forgotten technology, similar technology to what they may have used to construct the pyramids or Coral Castle. So I'm not going to go into what is Australia. I'm going to speed through this a little bit. Number 4, the darkness behind the 2004 tsunami. You remember that one? Remember that tsunami in Japan? Crazy.
Yes. We got the
It was in-
nuclear deal
oh,
going. We were all supposed
no,
to
the-
die. Remember
the-
the maps
Yeah.
from the
you guys are
Pacific?
so the Japan was 2011. The 2004 was the one that hit
Indonesia.
Thailand, Indonesia and Thailand.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're right. You're right. Tsunamis are terrifying events that no one but those who live through one can actually truly fathom. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami was one of the biggest and most deadly in history. And
Imagine the wettest you've ever been, and it's wetter than that.
wow, that's incredibly wet.
Wait, Mike, how wet are your socks right now?
I'll give them about a 2 right now. 2 out of 10. I changed them. Well, it goes on to say, however, with all the tragic events of this scale, the conspiracy theories are not far behind. One of these theories claims that India was testing nuclear bombs, and this caused an earthquake that led to the tsunami. Then you have the theory that there was an offshoot of Al Qaeda in Southeast Asia that was to blame for the tsunami. They supposedly launched a terror attack in the form of an earthquake and tsunami so they could get their hands on some of the $3 billion in aid relief that poured in after the disaster. So, I mean, I kind of like the Indian government testing nukes in the ocean, and they accidentally hit a fault line, and that sparked it. Okay, that's not that far-fetched, but have there ever been any events of such a test triggering other large-scale earthquakes? I don't know. I know they
back in the 50s they used to set off nukes underwater all the time just to see what would happen.
Yeah, they just did it for fun. How many fish do you think we can kill with this blast?
I don't know. Try this one.
Let's see. All right, well, try this one. Blow this one up, and there we go. Yeah.
9,240,000,000
Fish. Okay.
Fish.
Number 3, there are no real trees. Yes, number 3, no real trees. The earth is flat and there are no longer any real trees. This is according to the flat earther movement, which said, so I don't know. So this is just like an offshoot of the flat earther movement, because I would have to believe that there are flat earthers that truly believe that trees are a real thing. And this is like an offshoot, like a sect of a religion.
If trees aren't real, then where are the fake birds landing?
Exactly. We've got fake birds, fake trees, fake space. Everything's fake. But according to the flat earther movement, which says that the ancient trees of the world, which apparently extended 40 miles into the sky and had trunks 2 miles wide, no longer exist. And that the trees that we see every day are simply saplings of these ancient trees. And they have a picture up on screen here, which is Devil's Tower in one of the Dakotas, made famous.
Wyoming.
Is it Wyoming?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was in the Badlands in one of the Dakotas.
No, it's in Wyoming.
Mandela effect.
They did not move the Devil's Tower.
I've been there and I don't even remember where it's at.
It is right on it's on the eastern border, so it's right near South Dakota, but still.
That's what I remember. It'll always be Dakota in my heart, but I'm absolutely wrong there. This theory was spread after a video appeared on YouTube in which a Crimean man claims that a cataclysmic event thousands of years ago destroyed 99% of Earth's biosphere, and that all the trees in the world perished. The man goes on to say that mountains, mesas, and buttes are all that remain of the ancient trees.
Isn't that buttes?
Is it buttes or
Is that
butts?
why, Cretched, is that why you're laughing?
Yes.
It's not butts.
No,
Not
but it
butts.
could be.
Balls.
The balls. That's
The
right.
butts and balls. This all that remain of the ancient trees that have been destroyed. So this is not far off from like something that a listener called in a few months ago about the Titans that were fallen. So a listener wrote in or called in actually and said, "Hey, have you checked out this video this mountain looks like a giant elephant. And I watched this entire series, and it does look like this entire like mountain, this like little piece of a mountain does look like a fossilized elephant. And this guy spent time, like months, almost years, investigating whether or not this could have been an elephant that probably stood 500 feet tall and roamed.
It was bigger
this
than
earth.
that. I mean, if that entire mountain in Spain was an elephant, that elephant was thousands of feet
It
tall.
was. It's an
huge.
incredible. It's an incredible video series because it's very compelling about how he goes about this. There's like a lot of fractals involved there, and that I don't know. I like the idea that there could have been these mammoth, giant beasts, even bigger than dinosaurs, roaming the earth, and that there could have been giant trees at some point in time on this earth. But it's so far out there, it's hard to wrap your mind around. But the video series that guy did, it's almost like 4 hours worth of video. It's pretty compelling and fascinating. If I can find the link, I will post it in the podcast description. So we've got a few more to go here, and we'll move on. Number 2, what's up with Ronald Reagan's name?
That's right.
I don't know. I never heard this one. Did you know that the winning number in the Maryland lottery November 4th of 1980 was 666?
Uh-oh.
Well, I do remember like the lottery after 9/11 did come back as 9/11 as well. There was like a 3-number lottery that happened, and I think in that area in New York, it did come back as 9/11. So there's weird synchronicities like
Didn't
that.
Epstein win the lottery or something?
Yes, he did. How coincidental is that?
What a lucky dude.
Yeah.
And the winning numbers for him, 911666.
I would believe that. It all comes
Powerball
together.
is 4.
Well, so that date, November 4th, 1980, and the numbers that were pulled there in 666, that date also happened to be the day of the 49th quatrain presidential election in which Ronald Reagan won in a landslide victory. This obviously means that Ronald Reagan was the devil, not only because of the ominous lottery numbers, but also because Reagan's full name spelled out is 666 as well. I don't know that. Maybe there's like a numerological connection. Like if you add all his letters together, like the first name Ronald would be in numerology 6, and then Reagan would be 6, and whatever his middle name is 6. His middle name is Wilson. Also, at the time of the election, the planet Uranus made an unusual configuration in the night sky, one that only comes around every 20 years. Surely no other proof is needed to know that something demonic was happening and that Reagan was a part of it all. Sure.
Yep.
Well, do you want to go one step further and point out that Reagan was first elected governor of California in 1966? And if you take the 9 and flip it upside down and just ignore the 1, then that's 666.
Okay. All right. I'm on board.
Yep.
All right. And the last insane conspiracy theory about this world. And by the way, I would say only maybe 2 of them are insane. The other are in the ballpark for me. But, I go deep with this stuff. Number 1, red pill versus blue pill. Yes, when the first Matrix movie was released, it messed with people's heads. Are we living in a simulation? Is anything real? Then we moved on, as we always do. But for some, the doubt stuck and was transformed into a full-fledged conspiracy theory. So are we just nutrients for soulless machines? Taking the red pill means diving headfirst into a rabbit hole that says an advanced civilization will live long enough to create various simulated worlds with one base reality. This means that we will all likely be, or might already be, depending on who you ask, in one of the simulated worlds and not in the base reality. Well, this theory obviously hasn't been proven. It also hasn't been disproven, which has led many to believe that those pulling the strings are aliens and that they are conducting simulation experiments on us. Why, you may ask? Well, seemingly to investigate the different possibility or different possible outcomes of various simulations, which scenarios would lead to greater destruction and so on and so forth. So there you go. There's the number one. I think the simulation theory has more credence than what people want to believe. They just have a tough time wrapping their head around that just because we may be in a simulation, that it's not all real and fake and stupid. It's just a really advanced form of one. And it just happens at the very, very small levels, as we talked about at the with the Britney Spears variable change. And actually, a good majority of this list can be attributed to the simulation.
I'm going to say, yeah, a lot of what you described there could all be lumped under that one as an umbrella conspiracy or umbrella theory, I suppose. Yeah,
it's just it's the model in which you choose to look at the world, and the simulation is just a model, and all the things that you think about this world, make it fit into that simulation model.
Give us an email at ourbigdumbmouth@gmail.com. Check out obdmpod.com for all the social media and donation links.